Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, guys, we're going to talk US immigration today. If you're coming in, can you help me to tap the screen and share the live? Let's get some people in. And we're going to talk US immigration today. Happy New Year. It's the first time I'm coming on here since the New Year, for real. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Irie girl. I can see that Irie girl have her notifications on. But Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody who is coming on this morning. Happy New Year. I'm excited to have all of you on here. It's a new year. I don't want anybody to be wasting time this 2026. Like 2026 is not the year to waste time. Okay? 2026 is not the year to waste time. All right? So, for all the people who still don't want to waste time, it's time to start working. Hey, Judy, love your smiling face in the new year. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. It's good to hear from you, Judy. It's good to see that you're here with us in the new year. Um, hey, Mr. Wilson Wagwan. How you doing? Somebody says I'm usually watching in the background from South Carolina. Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. I'm happy that you're not in the background today and you're on the screen, talking to us. Guys, remember to tap the screen and share the live. Let's invite some of your friends to come on in. We're gonna talk US immigration today. A lot is happening. There are over like 40 countries. That there's a ban on immigration. And we want to talk about what does that mean for you. Also, one congressperson is trying to get to table a bill with the intention of having an overall pause on immigration, because they're saying the system needs to be fixed, and what they should do is to pause all immigration and then fix the system. The system has been broken a long time ago and nobody intends to fix it, but they think it's a good idea to pause it and fix it. But come on, guys, keep coming in, keep tapping the screen, keep sharing the live, inviting your friends to come on over again. As I said, we're going to be talking US immigration. You can drop your questions in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. But again, I wanted to touch on what it means for those people who are living or were from, their nationality is from one of those countries who have the immigration bar, or the ban on immigration. What does it mean for you? Hey, Mrs. D. Wright, you are the stranger. How are you doing today? Happy New Year, Mr. Dwight. Happy New Year. Wishing you all the blessings for this new year. Lots more clients, so you can make a lot more money. So, Happy New Year to you. And it's not just that, it's about helping the community, right? I was talking to somebody just now who I know is using your plan, and they had to go to the doctor, and definitely the insurance is helping. And so that's something that every single person in America, and I know it's a little bit controversial to be talking about this right now, whether you're undocumented or not, you need to have insurance. You need to have life insurance, and you need to also have health insurance. Mr. Wilson can help you with health insurance if you're looking to get that. All right. Somebody says, how would the partial ban affect Nigeria? How would it affect asylum and interview decision? Very good question. So The ban right now, how is it affecting people? It's affecting people. So you can file your applications, right? They'll accept the applications, they'll adjudicate the applications, but they will not make any final decision on them. And so you will find that you'll be scheduled for an interview, you will go and you'll do your interview, and there will be no decision that will be made on your case. And so that's how the ban is affecting persons in those areas. And it's over 40 countries, right? That's how it's affecting people right now. The processes are still going to go along, but no final decisions will be made on your case. All right. Somebody says, what if you're with someone, they went to prison for drugs, it's expunged. Do you think it will affect the immigration journey? Now, is there someone petitioning for you or you petitioning for the someone? Right? That's also important for us to address that question. Somebody says, how long is that taking normally without the ban for decision? So we were seeing recently that within 6 months, people were getting decisions on their green cards, 6 months or less, but 6 to 18 months really. People were getting decisions on their green card, and now even with the ban, they might be scheduled within 6 to 18 months, but a decision will not be made, right? Hey Amoya, how you doing? It's good to see you. I've been seeing you on TikTok, but it's good to see you. How are you doing? Neighbor, how are you doing, neighbor? So yes, that's definitely something you have to consider. And so the person went to prison and they're the one petitioning. Well, it depends on what their charges are, right? So they typically say if it's an Adam Walsh crime, then you have issues there. But it depends on what the charges are. That's why it's always best to talk with someone to see, to kind of evaluate your situation to see how it affects you or not. All right. You're doing good. I bet you are doing good. Amoya, I bet you're doing good. Somebody says, what happens if your asylum application is being approved? So if your asylum application is approved, that's good. Congratulations. Now, after it's approved, you wait 1 year and a day to become eligible for a green card. All right. Somebody says, I'm a green card holder, so I'm safe to travel, but my country is in the full ban. So do you need to travel? That's a question, Some of us, we travel because we can. But the question is, do we need to travel, right? If I were you, I'd kind of wait to see what things are like right now. You shouldn't have any issues traveling. Of course, you may go to secondary screening, but is there a need for you to travel right now? That's the big question. Somebody says, I have travel document. Is it safe to travel? So here's the thing. The decision to travel is going to be yours to make. The travel document allows you to re-enter if you travel outside of the country, while you have a case that's pending. But that decision to travel is going to be yours to make, right? Or you consult with your attorney and your attorney will tell you whether or not they think it's a good idea for you to travel. All right? But guys, if you're just joining me, help me to tap the screen. We're trying to go to 10K likes, okay? 10K likes, that's where we're trying to go. Again, we're talking US immigration. You can drop your questions in the comments. I'll do my best to answer all of them. Today, we're looking at, how does the immigration ban on these countries affect the processing of these cases? And also, we wanted to just point out to those people who are in a country that doesn't have a ban to start something now, because you don't know when there's going to be a ban on your country. All right? You legit don't know. All right? Somebody here is saying, I have an asylum that I need to adjust to green card. Okay? So if you have an approved asylum and you want to adjust your status to green card, you can reach out to us. Call us at 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Somebody says, hello. How long do you think is the process now if you submit your papers? Well, it really depends, right? We've seen cases being adjudicated in as quick as 6 months. But ideally, I think you should budget for 6 to 18 months thereabout. All right? And yes, it matters what state you're in. It depends, because it depends on what service center is adjudicating your case. Some moves faster than others. Atlanta is pretty slow. For those persons who are in the Atlanta area, it's pretty slow. It has always been slow. And then, I've seen areas like Alabama move pretty fast, in Montgomery. Areas in New York move pretty fast. So it really depends on where you're at. All right. But I'll say file right now. Don't worry about the timeline. Just file. I have a pending asylum case waiting interview. I had a valid EAD and a real ID. Can I travel domestically? So you have a real ID, right, which allows you to travel domestically. The decision to travel is yours to make on your own, though. Okay? And you're saying you have to travel for work, then that kind of make the decision for you there. If you have to travel for work, you have to travel for work. Does people normally get 10-year green card after the 2-year green card? Well, you have to remove the conditions from the 2-year green card, and after you remove the conditions from the 2-year green card, you're typically issued the 10-year or maybe an extension. What about Virginia? Yeah, so in Virginia, a lot of cases moves very fast too, especially asylums. All right. Guys, remember, in order for you to travel, right, you just need to have a travel document, which is, it could be like a passport. If you're good, say for example, you're gonna self-deport. All you want is your country's passport. They don't care. They don't care how you're going to return or if you want to return. They just want to know that the country you're going to, you have a passport for that country. Okay? So they really don't care. So a lot of people sometimes ask about self-deporting. It's pretty easy. You just go to the airport with your ticket and your passport, you get your boarding pass, drop your bags, go through security. Security just want to make sure that you have a boarding pass and a passport or an ID, and you're gone on road. Yes, I've seen cases in Philadelphia move pretty fast. I've had cases in Philadelphia and they move pretty fast. For example, we filed a case in Philadelphia within 2 months. We're scheduled for interview and the green card is already approved. All right. Somebody says, what about I-130 petition? Listen, I'm seeing they're moving very slow with certain types of I-130 petitions, especially for persons who are in removal proceedings. But then, others are moving faster, like when you're filing for people who are outside of the country, which they say, is the right way. Those I see move faster right now. If you apply for a green card, is the work permit included in the fee? No, you have to pay for the work permit separately. So if you're applying for a green card, say you're doing concurrent filing and you're filing for an adjustment to status with work permit, no travel document included, then you will need to pay the government $2,375. All right. Somebody says, I have a U visa pending and my grandmother is dead. Can you apply to expedite to go and return? You maybe can apply for a travel document. I don't know if you can apply for an expedite. All right. Somebody says it's been a year now since a minor paper was submitted, but nothing. And that's normal because it takes 1 to 2 years. Who's filing for that man? Is it a U.S. citizen or a green card holder? I came in on a student visa. It has been 1 year. I want to have a green card. What can I do? Well, here's the thing. With your student visa, you can qualify for some employment-based options. You also may qualify for humanitarian-based option, and you could also qualify for family-based option. So it's really what you're qualified for, really what you're looking to do at this point. If you want to talk more about it, call us 850-920-3475 and let's talk about it. As I said, you can qualify for employment-based options. You can qualify for humanitarian and even family-based. A citizen in the military filing, not because they're in the military means anything, It doesn't mean that it's going to speed up the process, really. All right. But as I said, it typically takes like 1 to 2 years for those those type of processing. So it's been a year now. It's not a super long time. All right. What do you mean by humanitarian? Asylum, U visa, T visas, those are humanitarian forms. So it depends really on what you qualify for. All right. Depends on what you qualify for. God Pitney, Happy New Year. How are you doing, guys? Happy New Year. I hope you guys have written down your plans for this year, and I hope you guys are working towards it. So, listen, if your plan this year is to get a green card, make sure that you write it down. And make sure you take a sample of a green card off of the internet and save it as your screensaver so that you work towards it. And remember, the green card will not be mailed to you unless you apply for it. And in order for you to apply for the green card, you need to qualify. So some of you may have to start dating. You know, some of you may have to start dating. So it really depends. So the person who asking what the qualifications are, you need to book a consultation, 850-920-3475. Text or call that number and we talk to you. All right. So, but you have to do something in order to get it. So make sure you're writing down your plans for 2026 and make sure that there are goals that are attainable and make sure that you are taking the steps to achieve them. All right. Hey, Jamro Carmel, thank you for coming on. Somebody says, when your case is under review, is that normal? Yeah, because they review all the cases before they make a decision on them. Taste Bad Kitchen says, J Mistress, bad up USCIS for me. What's wrong? What am I do? Me and Jamro Carmel, we go up there now. And see Midas come there too. Me and Jamro Carmel and Midas, we go up the field. So tell us, what them do you? Tell us, the chair we go up there, the chi are we. 210 days past post-interview. Hey, Midas, what's going on? I understand, 210 days. Have you followed up with them yet? Do you keep putting together evidence to show that you're qualified for whatever relief you're applying for? Because that's important, you know. God Pitney fine man. Wanna hear them a story, yeah? Good morning, I'm Midas Immigration. How are you doing? Midas Immigration, God Pitney find man. You hear the story, yeah? So guys, God Pitney find man, the rest of you can find man too, so no stop it. And go out there and do what you need to do. Somebody says, I just sent my application, motion to reopen. Okay. Hi, Carter. How to get another travel document? Did you have a travel document before? Did you have one before? So congratulations, God Pitney, on finding a man. When is the wedding? See, you just need to file. You would need to file you need to file for a new one. If you want some help, reach out to us, 850-920-3475. Somebody says, laugh, laugh, laugh. Good. Oh my God. Somebody says, please check your email. Good morning. All right, I'll do that shortly. Somebody else is saying, Jesus Christ, Jay, what happened to me? Nothing happened to you. Not a thing. Dan can never bite you. Dan can never bite you. But I'm happy for you. When is the wedding? I want to come. Even though we are not living together yet, paperwork not in progress, do I still need to file jointly? Your taxes? Yes. Yes, my counselor did. They said to wait 90 days more for a response. And yes, still gathering evidence. Okay, got it. Somebody says, my husband interview was June 17. For no reason, they just sent him 221G paper. It's been 190 days. I'm so sorry to hear that. Somebody says I-130 was approved 2019. May I have remove order? I don't understand. Yeah, I-130 was approved, but you want to be removed? I'm sorry. I almost say it. All right. See, everybody want to come at your wedding. Everybody want to come at your wedding. So you what you do now, God Pitney. You charge one little money for people attend at the wedding for help cook a little curry goat and sitting for we eat at the wedding. So charge one little money, one little entry fee, cause we want curry goat, curry oxtail. Right, Midas? Somebody here says, please, my country is in a travel ban. Can I apply for citizenship? You can, but they will not make a final decision on your case, okay? Somebody says, what state will happen if I don't? Okay, what will happen if I don't? We're not living together, same state yet. Well, if you're married, you're to be filing jointly your taxes, right? What can I do to get the visa? You have to first apply for it, though. See it? Midas already have our frack and we're ready to come to your wedding. Somebody says, how long does it take for a child to file for their parents? Already in the country, 6 to 18 months. All right? It takes 6 to 18 months for that to happen. All right. Somebody says I gotta keep fish fry wedding. That work. That definitely works. That definitely works. You know, leave the wedding just broke, so you gotta have enough money can pay for the paperwork when you're done. All right. Rosetio, no, but I do have one on the team. Somebody says I have to remove the 2000. I have to remove order 2001. I wanted it was approved 2019. Okay, then you want to talk to an attorney to see how they can help you with your process. All right. Somebody says, what will happen if I don't? Yep. Okay, and I think I answered it for you already. Guys, remember it's now tax season coming up, and so it's time for you to make sure you're filing your taxes and that you're filing your taxes jointly. If you are married and you're going through the immigration process, whether or not you have a green card, you still need to be filing your taxes jointly. All right? Somebody says you can still select that you worked in another state and file jointly. Got it. If I'm filing for my citizenship, can we file together? Yes. If I'm filing for my citizen, can we still file together? Yes, you can. If we applied for I-130, but Nigerians is on partial travel ban, so there won't be a final decision. That's what they're saying. No final decisions will be made on cases for people in the travel ban countries. My husband was approved last year for visa interview, but we had no interview so far. What can we do? So you file for your husband, and he needs to do his interview at the consulate. Did an interview heard from US? Haven't heard from USCIS yet. Should I wait? Yes, you should wait 90 days before you reach out to them. Actually, 120 days before you reach out to them. All right. Somebody says oath ceremony is still cancelled for all of us. Yes, they're going to cancel the oath ceremony for those persons who are in the banned countries. So you will go through the process. You'll apply for citizenship. You'll go through the process. They will make the approval, but the oath ceremony will not be done. All right. Can I travel to Miami with a pending asylum case? I don't recommend anybody traveling through the Miami airport. So there is that. I applied for my citizenship in April 2025. I still don't have a reply yet. Have you done biometrics, anything? Can I travel with the wrong classified green card to a banned country? So you already know that the green card is classified wrong, and you want to travel with it. One issue, and two issue, you want to go to one of the banned countries. That's your call to make. I understand you're not from the banned country, but you're trying to go to one of them. That's what you're saying? And you have a green card that was issued under the wrong category, you're saying? Guys, can you help me to go to 10K likes, please? Can you help me to tap the screen to go to 10K likes? I reached out and the response I got was all necessary paperwork was approved and he's just waiting. Okay. Someone says, I did my interview in September, but I didn't hear from USCIS. Is that something normal? Unfortunately, it is normal. Yes. Yes, you can text on TikTok to whoever you want to text. But But yes, this unfortunately is normal. Somebody says, hey, Patrice, good day. How are you doing? Somebody says, my case is still on processing since April 2025 for the naturalization. Is that normal? Yes, it is. Yes, DV visa but oath ceremony is cancelled. And you said you're not from one of the... Oh, yeah, because they also said that they had issues with some of the diversity visas that were issued. Remember, this administration has a lot of issues with a lot of things. Somebody says, I'm a US citizen. How long will it take for me to file for my daughter who is a permanent resident in Canada? How old is your daughter? I have a 10-year green card. How long do I need to wait to apply for citizenship? I'm a Jamaican. Hey, so if you have a 10-year green card, right? How did you get the green card? That's the first question, because that determines whether you wait 3 or 5 years. All right. So that's the first question that we would need to get answered. Grudge Charlton, and then after we have gotten that answered, then we would know how long how long you need to wait. All right. And then somebody is saying, does asylum decision for us Jamaican? Does asylum... I don't understand when you say does asylum decision for us Jamaican. Marriage. Okay. So if you're still married, then you would need to have... So after 3 years of having a green card and you're still married to your US citizen spouse, then you can naturalize to become a US citizen. So you have a green card and you've had it for 3 years and you're still married, then you can naturalize. Scorpion, I think I did say that you wait after 120 days, then you do. Okay, daughter is 31 years old. It may take up to 10 years for you to petition for her. I'd suggest you start now. Somebody says, what is the average wait time to get restrictions removed from the 2-year green card? Honestly, it's take anywhere from 2 years up right now. But here's the thing. If you're still married and you file that and you get the extension, and by the time, it's now 3 years and they have not yet approved to remove the restriction, you file for naturalization. All right, file for naturalization right there. Go ahead and ask your question. Somebody says, people is saying I should wait till Trump is out before applying for citizenship. And I will tell you differently. I would say apply now. Apply now, because who tell you say you're going to live for see him come out? And who tell you? And here's the thing. There's no protection anyway. There's no protection anyway by just having a green card, right? So, so I definitely apply for citizenship. My husband is a US citizen. He filed for my daughter. How long do you think? It's going to take 1 to 2 years for that to come through. Somebody says my friend traveled on his Jamaican visa for 4 months last year. He wants to come back March of this year. So your friend just needs to be careful, okay? Your friend just needs to be careful. This person said that they're married and pregnant. Then congratulations. I have a domestic case. Can I apply for my green card? You can, but make sure you consult with an attorney before you do. All right? I think your friend could wait some more, right? I applied for my naturalization in New York, but now I moved to Texas. Is that a problem? Once you move, you need to notify USCIS within 10 days of your moving. My sister was in a shoplifting in 2011. The case was finished. Then she acted for her citizenship. And then they bring it up again? Yes, they're going to bring it up. Are they going to give work permits even though your country is on the ban list? So they are doing everything in the process, right? It's just that they're not making any final decisions. And so we assume that work permits will be approved. All right. I just got my case withdrawn. What can I do? Give us a call, Mika. I'm so sorry to hear that that's happening, but give us a call and let's talk about it. 850-920-3475. Call us right now and let's talk about it. I'm so sorry that that's happening to you. Somebody says, nice meeting you in the hotel. Yolanda, it was so nice meeting you in the hotel too. It was so, and thank you so much. Where am I gone? Yeah. How much do you charge for a consultation? $97, guys. $97 and you chat with me. 850-920-3475. Somebody says, my mother filed for me when she was a citizen. I am over 21. How long will it take to come through? Your mother filed for me when she's a citizen. How long? The question is not clear enough. Did she have a chance to get her citizenship? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's more than 5 years ago. If I get married to an army person, how long before I get my army ID? Once you get married, just take the marriage certificate and go and get the army ID. Consultation is $97, guys. $97. My friend is waiting for her green card from February. How long it takes to get it? Is it already approved? Because if it's already approved, it typically takes 1 to 2 weeks for you to get it in your mail. All right, guys, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. Let's talk US immigration. Drop your questions in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Somebody says, hey, I applied for VAWA for 38 months now and I'm still waiting for approval. Yes, that's actually normal. Can I file for my son? He came up on his wife teacher's program and he had a work permit. So it sounds like your son is an adult. You can, but you cannot adjust his status. All right. Somebody here says, in the I-130 on marriage process, he lied about not having children. I remember you asked me this the last time, and he has kids, and I did say that he misrepresented immigration, and yes, it is an issue. Afghan U.S. citizen applied for his wife from Afghanistan without an interview. What will up at this? I don't know. I don't understand. Can my mom file for me while I'm married? Mika, let's talk. 850-920-3475. Okay. Somebody is asking here, what is the time frame for asylum green card? Normal processing time after you become eligible. All right. And we're talking about anywhere from 6 to 18 months thereabout. Favor, greetings. How are you doing? There is news about asylum decision pause? No. They're still paused. They're not making any final decision. What can I do with my army ID before I get the green card? You can travel on it. A lot of stuff. Yes, Mika, you can call right now. You can call right now. I got my I-130 approved on the 19th of December 2025. How long before I get my green card? Well, the I-130 is approved. The green card is not yet approved based on what you said. So let's wait on that to approve. I did not hear what you said about my yes or no. I have to look back at what you asked. No, and I'm saying yes, they may go ahead and approve the work permit, but I cannot guarantee you. But what I do know, the policy memo says that they're pausing final decisions. What is the time frame for a change of address for my hearing on the 29th? You're kind of late, but I would act right now, Sarah. But you're kind of late. All right. My mother is a citizen. Can she file for me? She can. But if you're in the U.S., you cannot adjust your status. Okay. Somebody says, I applied for my U.S. citizenship from last year, August 2025, but nothing yet. And that's normal. All right? It's normal. Guys, keep tapping the screen and sharing the live. We're talking U.S. immigration. Trying to go to 15K likes real quick. Somebody says, I applied for my asylum in 2016, and I've never been called it. And that's normal. All right? Is it safe to apply for a green card from an approved affirmative asylum? Yes. Yes. Guys, if you want to do the one-on-one consultation with me, text or call the number right now, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. You can text or call it right now. It's $97 to talk with me. And I think I'm only going an hour today, and we're already talking for 35 minutes. So I'm chatting for another 25 minutes with you. Okay? Somebody says, how long will it take for the next one to approve? So it typically sometimes a few days, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes a few months. It really depends. All right? I filed for my mom. She just received her interview date. What should she expect? At the interview, basically security questions, right? Making sure she's not a criminal or coming here to do criminal activities. Do I need to make an address change if they green card? I don't understand that when you say if I need to make an address change if they green card. So I don't understand what you're saying. I'm saying yes or no. Can I file for my son that came up on? I'm saying you can file an I-130 and that's it. You cannot adjust your son's status, okay? How long will it take to adjust mother's status? I'm a US citizen and living in the US. It will take 6 to 18 months for that to happen. Got my work permit through asylum, got married now, but my wife wants to divorce me. What can you do? Call us. 850-920-3475 and let's talk about it. That's 850-920-3475. If I live in New York and I get married in Georgia, where do I do my application? Wherever you live. Wherever you live. Can you adjust your status after you get a degree in nursing? So if you are still in status, say you came on an F1 visa, you did a degree in nursing, you don't just adjust your status, you have to file for an employment-based option. And once that's approved and it allows you to adjust your status, then you do that. For example, you are a nurse, so you came on a student visa, you did your thing in nursing, you're now a nurse, you did an EB2 or EB3, and then you can adjust your status. Does someone with a green card have to do address change with USCIS? Yes, USCIS says if you change your address, you should let them know. All right. Somebody says, I filed to remove conditions, got back an extension, no longer in the marriage. What are my next steps? Thank you so much for asking this question. Now, you may need to call us so that we can talk about it. The fact that you filed while the marriage was good, that application is no longer good because you're no longer in the marriage. So you need to file a new application now, saying that you're out of the marriage. All right. Somebody says, can someone who enter without inspection adjust? So if you entered without inspection, it depends, right? So if you were paroled in, or if you can get maybe a military parole or something like that, you might be able to adjust status. All right. Somebody says, what about if you're on asylum? Can you adjust your status after your nursing degree? Maybe not. We need to talk more about that. All right. Asylum doesn't keep you in status. Just remember that. How long do you think asylum seekers can get approved for their I-130? They're treated as everybody else. So I'll say within 6 to 18 months. My mother filed for me. Okay. Congratulations. Do I have to be divorced to file? Yeah. Ideally, you would need to be. Hey, Happy New Year, Zimari. How are you? Thank you so much for coming on. What would happen if you get hold and you don't have any paperwork? So if you get held by ICE and you don't have any paperwork, you're going to be detained and you're going to be brought to court. You maybe could try for a bond. It depends on your situation. All right. But if you don't have no paperwork and, no possible paperwork coming soon, then it might look rough on you. Yeah, man, Imari, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. Guys, remember to tap the screen and share the live. We're talking U.S. immigration. You can drop your questions in the comments. We're going for approximately 20 more minutes and then I'm going to get off here. Somebody says, hi, is it really hard to get a joint account with your husband? That's holding me back. It shouldn't be hard. Your husband, does he have, it shouldn't be hard. Once upon a time, it was pretty easy. I know some banks have made it a little bit more difficult, but it shouldn't be hard. I'm legit here thinking about you. I'm on TikTok. Guys, so sorry about that. Somebody here is asking, Happy New Year, Survival J. Somebody's asking, um, yeah, I think I answered that. To WhatsApp you, how much do I pay? Because I have some questions. It's like $97 and then we can talk. One moment. Well, he doesn't need me. Yes, $97 and we can talk. All right, somebody says, thank you. The I-130 was waiting on 2 months for a decision, but 5 months was added. Do you know why? No, it's normal. And don't pay attention to those stuff. That really they're not really accurate. All right, is it standard procedure to not get a called in for an interview for your green card if you're an asylee? Where your green card was approved without you being called in for an interview? Yeah, man, I know it's not hard to get a bank account. After interview, how long to get RFE mail? If they're sending one, it depends. Sometimes after 120 days, sometimes before. Happy New Year, totally blessed. Somebody says, you are hold with traffic violation. You went to court and now waiting for ICE. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. No, you have to fight deportation. My mom filed for me when she's a citizen. It's approved. How long will it? I don't know. Hey, Denise, because that's not clear. Yes, I'm on. All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. Somebody says how long a person have to wait to file for a divorce after the other person's issued a green card. You filing for divorce so quick? Is whenever the relationship stop working out, Is whenever the relationship start working out. All right. Somebody here says, Jay, my daughter came across, but she lives with her dad, and I have a pending U visa. What can happen? She is sick, still going to court. Um, can my kids and grandchildren apply for US visa for vacation even though they're on filing? Yes, they can. There's no guarantee that they're going to be granted one though. All right. Somebody says, I tried calling and nobody answers. Somebody should call you back. Or send a text message then, Mika. Jay, can you add me, please? We would want to talk one-on-one, survival. Jay, you would want to talk on TikTok about your issues, right? I sponsored my husband. How long will it take? Where's your husband located? Typically, it should take 1 to 2 years thereabout. Totally blessed. Here's the thing. School not really go like where it's supposed to go, so that's why I'm kind of on here right now, because I'm gonna take like 3 months off and get ready for my exams. All right. Can my kids and grandchildren apply? Yes, they can, but there's no guarantee that they'll be issued one. I applied for VAWA since June 2025 and still no receipt. Unfortunately, that is normal. All right. Unfortunately, it's normal. No problem. Can my mom file for me while I'm married in the way? Yes, but it won't adjust your status, so it may not make a lot of sense. All right. When going in for your 10 years, what to do? You're filing to remove the conditions. So you have to show proof that the marriage was real in the first place and all of those stuff. All right. How will asylum applications be impacted from Venezuela? That's a very good question. So basically, the threat to a lot of people in Venezuela is no longer there, and so they may say that you no longer have a credible fear. All right, but you still can argue it. All right. Can I file my 485? Yes, you can file it. How long it take for you to file for a disabled adult? I mean, who's filing for who? Is it mom filing for child? Who's filing for who? Can you still file if you're from one of the banned countries? Yes, you can. AJ, can I go to the SSS office to change the restriction of my social security after granted asylum? Yes, you can. Can my husband file for my kids without me? I mean, yes, he can. Because he's also the stepkids. My mom is a naturalized citizen. She haven't been in the US for years. Can she re-enter with no issues? Yes. As long as she's a citizen, she can. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming on. As long as she's a citizen, she can. As an asylum seeker, what is the interview like? Rough, because they're going to ask you about your asylum application, everything on your application, everything on your personal statement, all your evidence. So it's going to be rough. All right. It's going to be rough. How long it takes to approve mom or stepdad as long as citizen? It may take up to 10 years. Jay, Ice come to my friend's house here in Fulton. She applied for a gun with work permit only from VAWA. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You see how sometimes we put ourselves in problems? That's crazy. If I'm married and I haven't gotten any paper yet, can I be sent back home? Yes, you can. That's crazy. What are you doing with a gun anyway? How long does a person have to wait to file to file for a divorce in New York after the other person is issued a green card. That's a decision that you guys have to make on your own. If your marriage is not working anymore and you want to divorce, you go ahead and divorce. It's a decision you have to make on your own. And I did answer the question, favors my name, and I says it may take up to 10 years. All right, can I go to my USS interview with a canceled passport since I already started the renewal process? Yes, you can. My first green card was a 10-year, or soon after can I apply for citizenship? After, if it's marriage, after 3 years and you're still married. All right, otherwise 5 years. Approval case decision rendered on the 6th of December. Approved for your EAD. Haven't gotten any notice yet. Follow up with them then. Follow up with them. If you have Delicious, can you get citizenship? I don't understand that. Can you be out of the country with a conditional green card for over a month? Yes, as long as you don't stay out there for more than 6 months. Can I travel out of country on an extension? Again, if my husband said the marriage was fake immigration, stay where you are. Yes, you can travel in state though, but out of the country, I would not do that. Can I file for my I-45 if my... Are you asking, can I fail the I-45 if my I-130 is approved? Yes, you can. You can do both. You can file and you can also fail. I did an e-request. Okay. 3 years after receiving the 10-year green card. Yes, and not 3 years of marriage. Right, that's correct. 3 years after receiving the 10-year green card and not of marriage, yeah. Concurrently file I-36045 on all of those. I-360 has been approved from February 2024. How long does it take for the 445 appointment? That I'm not sure. I'm hoping that they'll schedule one pretty soon for you. Guys, I did promise you an hour. It's now 58 minutes since we have been talking. So I am going to go now. Again, if you're seeing me for the first time, go ahead and give me a quick follow. My name is Jay. We talk U.S. immigration. We can assist you with your process. If you want to do a one-on-one chat with me, text or call 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. I am married for 3 years, but my husband is in jail. Will that be a problem? It depends. Are you filing? Do you have an interview schedule? What's going on? Guys, thank you so much again for coming on. Again, if you want to do that one-on-one chat, 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Somebody says, can I file for my mom? She lives in England. And how long does it take? Yes, you can if you're a U.S. citizen. It may take 1 to 2 years. Hey, Shannon, Happy New Year to you. Nothing started as yet, so you may want to wait until him come out of prison. My mom filed for me, and my I-130 was approved. How long will it take to get through, please? Where are you located? And we have to look at the visa bulletin, okay? We got to look at the visa bulletin when it comes down to that. But thank you so much again, everybody, for coming on. Again, the number to call is 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. $97 and book your one-on-one chat with me. Okay, so mom cannot adjust your status, Patrice. So that's the problem. So you need to get a waiver and stuff to go back home. All right. I have a 2-year green card, but it's gonna up March. Can I travel to Jamaica? Yeah, you can. Yes, you can, and it's time for you now to file to remove the conditions. Call us 850-920-3475. Can I file for my nephew? You cannot. I understand that it was approved here, but you cannot adjust status because you're over 21 and you overstayed. How long does it take for my mom to file for my sister and brother? It may take up to 10 years. If they're over the age of 21, if they're under the age of 21, it may take 1 to 3 years. All right. But guys, thank you so much again for coming on. Remember, if you want to do that one-on-one chat with me, it's 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Text or call us right now, and we'll be happy to chat with you. Okay? Somebody is asking, is it normal for the notice to delay with EAD? Yes, notices get delayed all the time with immigration, whether it's EAD, green card, RFE, whatever it is. They get delayed all the time. Jay, I tired of this place. I want to go back on my yard every day or something new. I'm so sorry to hear that overcome. But, you know, if you can keep strong and keep pushing a little longer, that would be so good. If I file for my daughter, she's 12. How long will it take? Are you a U.S. citizen or a green card holder? And it may take anywhere from 1 to 3 years thereabout. Okay? But guys, thanks again. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, if you want to book your one-on-one chat, it's 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. Thank you so much again, guys, for coming on. 850-920-3475. That's 850-920-3475. That's the number to text or call. Again, I'm Jay Carter. $97 for the one-on-one. $97, okay? $97 for that one-on-one, and let's talk. Again, 850-920-3475. You guys take care now. Have a blessed day.